Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury. So, I'm actually kind of sort of close to a vacation. Not close enough that I'm like packing just yet, but close enough that time is ticking, and we all know at this point that food can be a struggle for me when I'm traveling. So because of that, I have to plan ahead. And I would like to be able to indulge in a sweet treat while I'm away. It is very difficult to go on vacation and be surrounded by all these delicious looking snacks and sweet things and have to turn everything down and then not have an alternative for yourself. So I want an alternative. I want something that I can bring with me that will be compliant with the diet that I follow, and will satisfy that sweet tooth if I am confronted with, say, like a lovely cupcake or a marshmallow or a churro, and I'm not able to indulge in those things and I need something alternative. That being said, I found a recipe on Minimalist Baker, which is a fantastic website, and it is for an almond brittle. I think that's great. It'll be portable. I could put it in a little container or a baggie. It shouldn't really melt. I hope not. We'll see. I'll let you know in hindsight if it melts or not, but the theory is that it would be solid enough that it'll hold up. So I think that sounds like a fantastic portable little treat I can take with me. So we're gonna do a recipe review and we're gonna try out this almond brittle from Minimalist Baker. So let's head over to the kitchen. So here is the ingredient lineup. I am making some alterations to the recipe. So I am using honey, coconut oil, and almonds. And let me tell you about these alterations. The original recipe calls for maple syrup instead of honey. Usually that's a 1-to-1 substitution and is pretty straightforward to substitute. It also calls for a little bit of coconut sugar, which I can't have. So I'm hoping just an extra little squish of honey will be fine. So I think it's close enough that it should be fine, but I do want to say that since I am doing this as a recipe review, but I'm not following the recipe exact because of these substitutions, I do want to be transparent about that. So this is what we got. We're gonna have to cook some of this on the stove, and then it's gonna go in the oven. The recipe says to use parchment lined pan. I have a silicone baking sheet, which I've always substituted for parchment paper, so hopefully it's not too sticky and doesn't like attach too much to the silicone baking mat, but I think it'll be okay. I've made candy on it before and it's been fine. So that's what we're doing. First step is going to be putting some coconut oil and honey into a saucepan. So I just have a saucepan just like this, and we're going to warm it up on the stove. There's a lot of honey in this. This is a lot of sugar. This is definitely a sweet treat and not an everyday indulgence. Because man, that's a lot of sugar. There's a lot of sugar in this honey. So now I'm just gonna mix it up and let it combine and heat up a bit. And then once it's thoroughly combined and it's not separating, then we're gonna take it off the heat and add the almonds. So you can see there's still some separation between the oil and the honey. So it is not ready yet. You can see it's still a little separated. So you do need to be careful though, because it can heat up very, very quickly. You have to do this on a very low to medium heat because it can boil up, bubbled oil and trouble, and you don't want that. You don't want that. So mine got a little too hot, so I'm just holding it up off the heat to let it cool down while it's combining. There we go. There we go. I think it's salvaged. I think it's okay. And it also looks like it's all come together. It also looks like we are there. let's add those almonds in. All these almonds, and in they go. I'm gonna just mix this up to get these all good and coated. Yes. So now that these almonds are all coated in this honey mixture, time to spread them out in a thin layer on this baking sheet with the silicone baking mat. So this is how we're looking. So you can see all the gooey honey all coated and in between. And we're gonna pop this in the oven at 325. So I just took it out of the oven. It smells delicious in here. I have no idea if this is correct or not because it got a little bubbly while it was in the oven, and I'm not sure if it was supposed to get a little bubbly or not. But it smells delicious. So now it has to fully cool, because if you don't let it fully cool, it'll be like chewy, and we want it to be crispy. We want it to have that like brittle, right? It has the snap. So we're gonna be patient. It has to fully cool. But I will show you what it looks like fresh out of the oven. This is my fresh out of the oven almond brittle. So it did sort of like tend to pool down towards one side. So I'm probably gonna have to soak this pan afterward. But this is what I'm looking at. But oh man, I wish there was like smell-o-vision, because this just, it smells so good. This brittle is fully cooled, but this is gonna be a mess. What I noticed is, you saw how it pooled on one side? It got underneath the baking sheet. So the baking sheet is stuck to the cookie sheet. So there's gonna be a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. That's okay, we are learning from this. So we're gonna break off what we can, and I have a little bin, and we're gonna break it into brittle pieces and put it in the bin. So here is our brittle. See, it's cool and to the touch, but look at that right there. It's all leaked underneath. So we'll deal with that after. But first I want to, this is coming off so easy. Okay. It doesn't have that snap that I was thinking it would have. It's a little bit chewy, it's a little bendy. Oh, there's the snap. So I'm just kind of gonna break it up into pieces. Look at that. Look at that. That just all peeled right on off. So it's like it's flexible like this, but at the same time, it'll break apart. Look at that. This is so cool. So I do think, because it was bubbling so much, that I'm getting these holes. So you could see, like, it's not a thick solid kind of a sugar. It has some gaps to it. But that's okay. That's okay. This still looks quite good. I've actually filled up this container, so I'm gonna have to use a second container now. So I got all of the brittle off, and you could see this is what's stuck here. So I'm gonna soak this, and hopefully it'll just sort of dissolve off, because honey is very water soluble. So I'm hoping that if I just soak this with a little bit of soap, this will just sort of melt away. So I got all my brittle all in a bin, and moment of truth, we gotta give it a try, right? So let's see. Got a piece right here. So this is what it looks like. Focus. There we go. So we got the almonds in there and a lot of honey. Let's give it a taste. It's really good. I mean, it's exactly what you would expect it to taste like. But I'm like chewing very carefully. This is like, it's got a little snap, but it's got a little chew. And that amount of chew in this kind of caramel is the kind that could pull a filling out. So just, if you're gonna do this, be careful. It's very chewy, sticky. But it's very tasty. It's very, very tasty. So it's really good. Just chew carefully. Chew carefully. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also like the almonds picked up a little bit of a toasty flavor, I guess, from being in the oven. And it works really well against the honey flavor. I really like it. This is a great snack and definitely portable. This is going to be easy peasy to take with me. So, I'm sorry I have all this honey in my teeth now. Okay, I'm gonna have to brush real good tonight. Okay, so minimalist baker, great recipe, delicious. Just chew carefully, it's a sticky one. So with that, I am done for the day. I'll see you all real soon. And until then, stay inspired by everyone. Take care.